I've been wondering what is going on with YouTube as far as prepper channels. I've heard other prepper channels say that, hey, our views are way down. They're not recommending my videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? I know that my views have been way down for a little bit now. But then when I started hearing it from other channels, I'm like, let me check my stuff out, because I almost never really go in the background and check things out, you know, with like a, what do you call it? With a magnifying glass, right? I just go with the flow, but like my views are so much down than what they used to be just maybe a couple of months ago that I'm like, let me take a look. So take a look at this right here. I went ahead and grabbed this all the way from, what date was this that I put this up? I put this up on the 14th of July. So roughly a month ago. And I wanted to compare it to maybe like two other videos that have done a little bit less and less. Now, my channel's never been that kind of a channel that gets hundreds of thousands of views per videos and stuff like that, and that's okay. But I do like that, you know, the word gets out, and the more the better, obviously. But take a look at this. I just went to day number 4. Right, so I went to day number 4, and what you're looking at here is your part of the analytics that's in the background, where they show you how many times your videos are recommended, and of those recommendations, how many people actually watch your videos and stuff like that. So here it says impressions. Total impressions means every time that you're watching a video, and maybe there's a video recommended on the sidebar that says next, you know, the next ones that are recommended for you. Those are like impressions, pretty much putting your thumbnail out there so that someone can see it, and they're like, oh, cool, I'm going to go ahead and click on that and watch that next. That's pretty much what it is, you know, describing it in layman terms. So I went to day number 4. You can see here, total impressions is 327,000 shown to people. And even though it had a click rate of only 8.3%, it still got 42,000 views pretty much, right? And the click-through rate is pretty much like how many people actually click on the video from all of the people that it was recommended to, roughly. You know, it's not like a precise number. But if you can take a look here on day number 4, so here's the first 4 days. They had recommended this particular video here 275,000 times, okay? Which is pretty good. That was usually my average, anywhere between 275,000 to about 400,000 or 500,000 through the end of the video, right? But you can see that they recommended here still every once in a while, obviously not as aggressively as the first 4 or so days, right? So usually the first 4 or 5 days they recommended a lot more, then later on down the road it kind of like flattens out. Well, again, this was July 14th. Let me go ahead and show you a different video. Here is where I believe that that YouTube started to fall out of favor, right, with preppers, or that preppers started to fall out of favor with YouTube. At least is what I think, ladies and gentlemen. I have no hard proof. I don't know this for a fact. It's just that I'm looking at these numbers. Nothing's really changed in the way that I do videos or what the videos are about and things like that, right? And then, like I said, I heard that, you know, other prepper channels were having the same problem. So take a look at this. This here, we'll take it to day 4. Right, so this is a very recent video. This one was published on 11 August, so almost a month after that first one, after that one in July 14th, almost a month after that. And you can see that after the 4th day, it's 155, right? 155 impressions, which is a lot less than before. It's almost half the number of recommendations that they were doing in the previous videos. Now let me show you the video that I just put out. I think it was yesterday or the day before. All right, so this video, actually this is the video that I put out yesterday on the 14th of August, okay? This video so far has 84,000 impressions. And it has a higher click-through rate than the other ones, but look at how low the impressions are on the video. So where am I getting at? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that a lot of the videos that I put out, I believe that the substance is substance that people should know about. All right, I think that people ought to know that they need to stock up on food, that they ought to know that they need to stock up on fuel, that they need medicine, that they need self-defense. I think that they ought to know that the financial system by which we are governed is one that was meant to fail from the beginning. And that every time that a financial system fails, that it is we the people, the average people on the street, the ones that are workers, that are wage earners, that earn a salary, that actually bring money into existence with their labor, it is those people that suffer the most whenever a financial system fails. The ones that actually govern the financial system or manage the financial system, those people don't fail. Do you think right now that Jerome Powell doesn't have a safe in his home with gold? Do you really think he doesn't? Do you think that he does not know that this fiat currency system will one day fail? He knows that, ladies and gentlemen. And all of our overlords know that. They don't want you to know that. And with what's been disclosed of how the government in our recent history has been like doing stuff with private institutions in order to censor certain people from telling the truth, what I ask is that you help out. All of the videos that I've shown you so far, the 3 videos that I've shown you, the 3 examples, the like to dislike ratio on all those videos were well above 99%. Yet, YouTube is not recommending it. Let's take a look at what the like to dislike ratio of this video is here. The one that I just put up, WEF, Farm Free Futures. Let's take a look. All right, take a look, ladies and gentlemen. 99.4% like to dislike ratio. And the like ratio to the number of views is really high. 1900 likes to only 12,000 views is actually really high. Usually I average on or almost any other YouTube channel averages 10% to 15% likes to the number of views. So being that those likes to the number of views is pretty high means that YouTube should be recommending the video even more. So how can you help, ladies and gentlemen? I am asking for your help, and I've never asked this before really in a serious way as I'm doing now. In the past, I've always been like, whatever. But we are getting to a time where people need to know what's going on. People need to know what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, so that they can get prepared for what's coming. If we want to have a strong country after the dust settles, we need to have people prepared to get through whatever crisis they're going to push at us next. So the way that you can help is threefold. Number 1, give it a like. If you really dislike the video, if you really dislike it, give it a thumbs down. But give it a like, ladies and gentlemen. Do it right away. That way you don't forget. Usually when I watch a video, I give it a like first thing. Because I remember the little rule that I myself preach is that, hey, as long as you can get a little bit of good out of a video, give it a like because you got a little bit of good. Take the good, leave the bad, right? So give it a like. Number 2, let the video play through all the way, right? If you get really bored with the video, just go get a coffee because it helps the algorithm detect that people are watching the video and therefore it will be forced to recommend it to other viewers. Number 3, let the ads run through for at least 30 seconds. Why is that? Yes, I get compensated from AdSense for the ads that are put in my videos. However, so does YouTube. And if people are letting the ads run through at least 30 seconds, or if you can let the whole ad run through, if it's like a 1-minute ad, even better. But if you can donate 15 seconds to 30 seconds of your time to let an ad run through, YouTube makes money as well. And they will then also go ahead and recommend that video even more because people are letting the ads run through. So if you do those 3 things, it will really help to force the YouTube algorithm to push recommendations out so that we can get new viewers to actually click on the videos and start getting prepared. Now, I know that was probably the longest introduction to any video that I've ever made, but I did have to put it out there, ladies and gentlemen, because this is very important. It's not just about one person. It's about us together. And if we help each other, we can help our neighbors be stronger through a crisis than to be destitute on the other side of a crisis. And we need to continue to put out the word to prepare, and we need to continue to involve new people so that they can also benefit from knowing what's coming. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what they don't want us to talk about. They don't want us to talk about how many people are getting rich and have gotten very wealthy off of this climate agenda. Global warming, climate change, climate catastrophes, whatever it is that they want to name it next, as long as there is a carbon tax attached to it, it's going to be just fine, isn't it? Scientists says overwhelming census on climate change is manufactured. You understand that? Every day, We are lied to very much, ladies and gentlemen, not just by the mainstream media, but also by the government pundits that are put there, that are put in place supposedly to represent us, the people, their constituents. But that doesn't happen very often. A lot of those who pay attention have come to the conclusion that climate change is a manufactured crisis designed by the elites to control the public and roll out the new and permanent slave system on Earth. And you know what? There was a time where I would be like, this guy's crazy. You know, this guy is crazy on the conspiracy theories. But now, can you really say that this is a crazy statement? Now, one scientist is stating that overwhelming consensus is nothing more than invented. So this 97% of all scientists in the world, ladies and gentlemen, say that, yep, it's your fault because you're driving SUVs and eating cows that fart, that the globe is getting hotter. And don't get me wrong. The globe, the Earth, is going to get hotter for the next few years. There will actually be global warming for the next few years. But it's not because of you. It's because this huge mountain, Mount Tonga, that erupted a little over a year and a half ago, that spewed 40 trillion gallons of water into the atmosphere, or water vapor into the atmosphere. And that just happens. Water vapor is one of the gases that actually happens to produce global warming. But eventually that water will come back down onto the Earth and the global warming will go away. Well, I'll tell you what, the mainstream media is going to have a heyday with the next few years where the globe is actually going to be warmer because of that water vapor. But they won't tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen. They won't tell you why. They will lead you to believe that it's your fault. And here they continue to say, the ruling class have crafted their narrative and the scientists are backing it up. We are told climate change is a crisis and there is an overwhelming scientific consensus. It's manufactured consensus. Climate scientist Judith Curry said, according to the New York Post, she says scientists have an incentive to exaggerate risk to pursue fame and fortune. Look at that, whatever the science guy is. That guy's not even a scientist. He's an engineer. He's an engineer by trade. But look at how much money he's been paid, I'm sure. That's my opinion, all right, because I don't want to get sued. I don't know if you can for that. But look at how much money, in my opinion, he's been paid to spew out these talking points. And listen to this. Curry says she was once involved in spreading the climate change propaganda and fake crisis for the ruling class. The media loved her when she published a study that seemed to show a dramatic change or increase in hurricane intensity. We found that the percentage of Category 4 and 5 hurricanes had doubled, says Curry. This was picked up by the media, and then climate alarmists used her information to spread the official narrative. And that is until skeptics pointed out gaps in her data showing years of lower intensity hurricanes. That led her to reevaluate and conclude that she was initially wrong. Look at this, a real scientist that doesn't mind saying, hey, I was wrong. Imagine that. But it was too late. The climate alarmists had taken her data and run with it, panicking the naive classes, according to a report by the New York Post. They went as far as avoiding Freedom of Information Act requests, trying to get journal editors fired. It made Curry realize that there is a climate change industry set up to reward alarmism. The origins go back to the UN environmental program, says Curry, and doesn't everything go back to the UN's SDG program? Now the world has a massive climate change alarmist complex in which those that can invent data that can prove the pre-planned official agenda with manufactured data can get funding. Those who do honest research or redact poor research like Curry are cast aside and money is given to the ones who promote only ideas that the ruling class needs there to be. And ladies and gentlemen, what do you not agree with in this article right here? I think it is very well said. Scientists are coming out. I think that we are now entered into the age of awakening. Now that we are in the fourth turning, and the fourth turning is the turning of crises, I think that we've entered also into the age of awakening, where the masses are going to wake up as to all of the injustices that have been done to us from that very small percentage of people that place themselves on the top. They place themselves on the top, ladies and gentlemen. If you think that your vote really counts, then you really have to think again. In my opinion, of course. So ladies and gentlemen, don't fall for it. You know what? I actually found something. Check this out. $1.2 billion of our taxpayer dollars, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be spent by this administration in order to suck carbon out of the air. Imagine that. What in the world are the plants going to do? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for all of your support. Let me remind you that Opus is having their awesome sale on solar generators, and it's through the 16th of August, which is today and tomorrow. So if you haven't taken a look, click on the link below in the description of my video and make sure you use my code, because my code also ensures that you get an additional 10% off their already incredible prices. All right, so I hope that you take advantage of that if you are in the market for a solar generator. Having said that, have a great day. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.